How to be a good student is really a matter of how to get the most out of your lessons, which you're paying for. I am going to provide some advice for parents of students at the end of this section. Starting off, I would say be humble. You don't want to pay for instruction and then not use it. And sometimes we think we can reason out why something wouldn't work, but really you're not going to know whether something works or doesn't work until you try it. So you do need to come to lessons with an open mind and be ready to change. If you don't understand something, it's important to ask clarifying questions. I know we can feel shy, especially with someone we really look up to, but you're paying for these lessons, and it's very important that you walk away with an understanding. It can really stink to spend a whole week waiting to ask a question because you just didn't work up the nerve to ask it during your lesson. And a good teacher is going to be patient and actually excited to help you understand. And there are these moments as a teacher where you see something click with a student, and that's so much more rewarding than just having them hear you and listen without, interaction. I would strongly encourage you to take notes during your lessons. It creates a bigger impact on your brain and it's going to last longer. In addition to the fact that it will physically last longer as well. You'll have this resource that you've created by taking notes during your lessons. I would also encourage you to consider your instructor a professional or treat it like getting a professional service. So you should provide reasonable notice for cancellations, and it's very important to pay on time. And if you can't, at least communicate. I would also set aside a regular practice time. It's very, very difficult to practice consistently if you don't do it at the same time every day. And the fact is that we human beings just thrive on having structure in our lives. What it comes down to is it takes two. It takes a good student and a good teacher. But if you have both of those, then you're going to have a very fruitful combination. If you're a parent and you're looking for lessons for your children, I would strongly encourage you to get involved. I know there can be a temptation to take a break from being a parent and just drop off your kid at lessons. However, the younger the child is, the more guidance and structure they need. And if they're very young, you might even need to participate in the lessons or even practice with your child through the week. It's really, really important, though, that practice be fun. Kids can dread practice if it feels like work, but if you can make music fun for kids, it's going to be much more motivating for them. You probably know that children are just motivated by fun, right? So when you can make it into a game or a competition that they always win, or you have some sort of toys that are involved, one thing that works really well is dice. And you can use it for, okay, if I get this option, I play this string. If I get this option, I play that string. And there's all sorts of ways to incorporate things like dice and toys into music practice. Kids love silly songs and dancing. And it's really important just to have a playful attitude when you're presenting music to a child. Because basically, you want to create in them a confidence and a love of music, right? If we think about performance results, then we're going to be really forceful and taking the fun out of music. But when they're really young, if you can just teach them that music is fun, then they're going to love music and they're going to grow up wanting to practice. And it's not depriving a child of their childhood to make them practice. I would say it shouldn't be a matter of making them practice at all. It's really, a time to play in this way. And that structure is going to actually make them happier. We as human beings actually are happier when we have structure in our lives. Say when we sleep at a consistent time, I feel better physically. In the same way, children actually thrive on structure and feel more secure when they have structure. And having a structured practice time can be a time that they can look forward to playing music. And it's going to be something that will be tricky to navigate. But if you have issues, that's okay. That's normal. All relationships involve issues, right? But what's healthy is to work through those issues. So include your teacher in those conversations and try to figure out, how can we make music fun? How can we get a practice time that my child looks forward to?